Hello and welcome to the second episode of the series I'm calling The Ramblings of a Dead Madman. The following is a series of emails. From JG. This one? Is this the email you want? The message of the email is 3 emails within 9/11 deception answer. Reply to JG. You don't know how wrong you really are. The next message is to nightline@abc.com. Subject, 3 emails within 9/11 deception answer. Perhaps you could send this message to all directors! ! I'm surprised that you did not contact me about this, so I'll tell you more. It is the unveiling of the Roswell incident back in 1947, where the first flying saucer phenomenon came from. The truth, just as you like to know it, A&E have done much research into it, but have indeed failed to put the correct clues to find the answer. But in the info that they have found, I did spot the answer finally 3 years ago with the extra new clues provided. I did contact them, and they did study me for about a month, then had a party and mostly left. However, I think the FBI discouraged them with major threats, just like they did to me. This is quite big and could get nasty with another nation once released. The next email is subject. Was watching your performance for a while a couple of days ago, and I just had to send you this info because you are not with it. Hello, Peter Worthington. Canada is in a precarious position with the intent on the subjugation and act retention of complete world control underlined and bolded. Power, gluttonous, and criminally insane U.S. neighbor because of its size, military might, and destructive tendencies. Contrary to your thinking, the U.S. makes very few mistakes initially, just like this strike you wrote about. The previous one was the bus rollover, and prior was the plane misdirection causing 49. Then there was the weeks long of pyrotechnics throughout Canada that no one seemed to notice. 'Tis really a good thing we are such friendly neighbors. Being just quick reading Bill Clinton's My Life book. If you study it with detection, you will find that he incriminates himself and government several times, not counting Waco or Trade Center bombing or Flight 800. You will notice that he is the one that started the terrorist idea. Bush just carried it through to its present form and status. Let me explain short. Starting at page 261, last paragraph, I was the instrument of the devil, in quotes. For such an intellect, Clinton does not even understand what it is he has really revealed here. So let me decipher it for you. It means that he is laying down the formula for the many next sequence of events, of which Clinton wishes he is the orchestrator of, but alas not. Because it is meant for the next U.S. leader. Since you have probably read this email before, it just makes sense that also this flight on July 17th, TWA Flight 800 is also an FBI operation, etc., etc. Most of it is in his own incriminating book. One that was really difficult to spot also was the first supposed Al-Qaeda kidnapping and murder of a Canadian in Iraq. This was probably to teach the proper procedure direct from the CIA, directly. Believe it, yes. Open your discriminate intellect. Next email. No title. You all really need to get it right. Harvard and Yale are supposed where the finest minds are, but can they actually do something constructive when they have the information available? Although the United States voted against the treaty, U.S. officials expressed satisfaction with much of the statute. President Bill Clinton ultimately signed it, although he did not submit it to the United States Senate for approval. In May 2002, President George W. Bush, citing the same objections raised by U.S. officials during the Rome Conference, informed the UN that the United States would not ratify the agreement, terminating the effect of Clinton's signature. Why not? Underlined and bolded with question marks. There has not been a major crash in the United States since November 12, 2001, when American Airlines Flight 587 plunged into a residential neighborhood in Queens, New York, killing 265 people, including 5 on the ground. Never heard of this happening. This should be vigorously investigated. There's something horribly wrong with this crash. The total is close to the number missing from 9/11. The people, empty planes, ++, TorontoSun.com. For the Clintons, while Bill changed quite drastically the day of Oklahoma bombing, and Mrs. Clinton did notice this change, and therefore must have known the truth to this incident shortly thereafter. This is the time when the Clintons started to drift apart, contrary to the belief that it happened because of Monica. She simply filled the void in time for Bill. To be more precise, you'd have to ask Mrs. Clinton. Bill Clinton was penitent from this action, but not for long, whereas President Bush was quite gratified with the outcome of 9/11. The first time I found out about these unaccounted for passengers from 9/11, I really thought these were special someones. Actually, there are between 20 and 40 more than the original count, because you have to minus the extra non-existing hijackers, and might indeed have been paid with new identities and shipped off somewhere. However, after knowing of this plane crash just one day after 9/11, this could only mean that these are indeed the unaccounted for passengers. Also it means they were murdered, underlined, then placed in the remote-controlled plane to crash so that their bodies' disappearance would become legal, final, and buried. August 27, 2006. To Mike at michaelmoore.com. 3 emails within 9/11 deception answer. Maybe you haven't seen this email yet, but now that you have Fahrenheit 9/11 needs to be redone and shown to a bigger audience. Do read every word. These email addresses are less than a quarter now. I really think the one to admit guilt first is Clinton, don't you? Have a good day. August 25th, 2006. Congratulations. August 24th, 2006. Subject 3 emails within 9/11 deception answer. Congratulations, but not enough action. So I went ahead and connected with these U.S. officers below. Some are very powerful and some very guilty. Yeah, the CIA did blow up the Russian passenger plane of 170 just a couple of days ago. JonBenet Snowjob, of course. Sure kept the media busy, even though they were just fed bushy nonsense, just like bombs from shampoo and toothpaste and baby formula. What a powerful mixture. I forgot to tell you yesterday, sometimes one just cannot get somewhere in a direct mode, simply because you have to take a step back and a detour. This is somehow to bring Bill Clinton, the former president, to court to answer for, in brackets, Waco the Davidian slaughter, because this bunch didn't go down as planned. Then this forced the next stage of events to come to fruition, early in order to take the stage from the Davidian mistake. The garage bombing in the towers, and also the Oklahoma bombing, of which he remasterminded and okayed with the FBI. Because I noticed that he is well aware of this email and the consequences of those actions, he's been waiting for this day for many years now. It will be a relief for him and his ex-wife. I would be surprised if he didn't confess right away. This simple action should bring down the Bushy government automatically, because the bases for 9/11 would have been removed. Such a mystery even Agatha Christie had not come up with. I forgot to tell you yesterday. Sometimes one just cannot get somewhere in a direct mode. simply because you have to take a step back in a detour.